What's up, everyone? Let me just turn down this light. It's a little bright. All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the third live stream on this channel. Okay, listen, I was a couple minutes late because I'm still getting the hang of OBS and connecting it all and making sure it's going to the camera, to the computer, and there's a latency, and then the stream key, and I thought the stream key had changed, but if you haven't done a live stream, you don't know what a stream key is, but the stream key is it's the code that links the streaming to your YouTube. So if anyone else got my stream key, they could stream on my channel. So the stream key is something to be kept really secret. Okay, I have had a great morning. Okay, so if you don't know, if you haven't seen my recent videos, Harmony and I recently got a Peloton. Let's see, let me just show you right over here. There it is. It's sitting right there in my office. And we've had a great morning. Okay, so the deal with the Peloton. Okay, good. Wayne said he just finished yesterday's video. Okay, so you're caught up. You're all caught up. So the best thing about the Peloton, the bike, it's a piece of equipment, and it's fantastic. And I've really enjoyed the bike workouts, but the app is fantastic. You get so many workouts that are on there, and Harmony's just been going crazy with it. She has done, well, we have done stretching. About 5 minutes ago, we just finished a yoga class. What else? The biking, the running. So obviously there's a treadmill. If you wanted to do a treadmill workout and you had the treadmill, you could do that. But you can also download audio recording of the workout. So you've got, if you're wearing headphones, you've got a coach in your ear talking you through a certain workout. So Harmony did 3 run workouts this morning. I did 1, an interval workout, and the coach was just in your ear telling you when to pick it up, what effort you should be at, reminding you to bring your hips in and lift your knees, and it was all very good. I had a good time. It really kicked my butt, but I had a good time. David, what's up, my man? Oh yeah, we were just talking about that. David says he had a busy morning on Strava. Yeah, so everything I do on Peloton automatically links to Strava. So whenever I finish, it automatically gets uploaded. So what I need to figure out is, so I track my runs on the GPS, and those are the metrics that I want to go to Strava. But when I do a Peloton workout, that also uploads a workout. So if you go back to my Strava, you'll see I did a 45-minute interval workout, and then right after that, I did a total run of 12.7 miles. I think that was my total. But 45 minutes of that was the interval workout, so it's kind of doubled up. So I think I've left it on there for now, but I think what I have to do in the future is to erase the Peloton workout, and I can just make notes in my normal run, because that's the one I want to keep. Okay, Jay, all right, straight into running shoes. All right, love talking about running shoes. It's, have you noticed that the running shoe genre on YouTube it's huge. And I was talking about it with Running with Mark, how it's kind of like shoe porn. Everyone wants to get on there and see the new shoes and hear about them. And I don't know. So the only shoes that I will review on this channel are the ones I'm actually running in. Until I get a shoe sponsor, then, let's be honest, then I'll probably switch to be a shoe reviewer a little more often. But Jay, to answer your question, my daily trainers, so I've got the Pegasus. I'm getting to the end of life of my Nike Zoom Fly 3s. I'm getting to the end of life in my Hoka Rincons. But those, we spoke about it on the last live stream. Those were a little narrow in the toe box, and they've been hurting my little toe. So I'm kind of excited to be done with those once the mileage reaches a certain level. I've got the Reebok Forever Float Ride Energy 2s. There's a recent review on those. What else am I running in? The Pegasus. I think that's it. Yeah, those are the 4. So I'm rotating 4 at the moment. I do have another 2 pairs of shoes in boxes on the floor right down here. You can't see them, but I'll probably be doing a review on those, a first initial review, but I got some good deals on those, and those are both Asics. I've never run in Asics before, so that's something to look forward to. Pegs always seem to have a little heavy with not much cushion. Jay, okay, so I would agree that they are a little heavy, but they are a daily trainer. So daily trainers are going to be a little heavier than racing shoes. But with that weight, I think you're getting a little more cushion, a little more resiliency, so you can actually make them last a little longer. Now, if we ran in racing shoes all the time, we'd all be going broke because they don't last. They only last, you know, let's talk about the my 4%. So those are supposed to only have a life of like 150 miles, and I retired mine after 120 miles. So I think the Pegasus is a good blend of resiliency and cushion. I know you say, Jay, that they don't have much cushion. I find they have plenty of cushion for me. Let's see. So if we compare them to the Rincon has a big stack height, and it looks like there's a lot of cushion, but for me, they ride a little firm. So that makes them better for picking up the pace. The Pegasus, it's a little more cushioned. So I'd say it's right in the middle. It's not hyper cushioned, but it's a well cushioned shoe for me. Yeah, Gavin, you know, would love to get one, but have no room for it, and you know, stick to the spin in the gym. You're right. And this is in my office, and I really didn't want it in the office. What I really like is to be like a Peloton ad. So I'd like to have a penthouse in the Ritz-Carlton, downtown Sarasota, and have a specific room for my Peloton on the top floor looking out over Sarasota Bay. That would be an ideal situation, but yeah, if you've got no room, the gym is fine. There are going to be future videos about my Peloton. I'm going to talk to you guys about, I think I'm going to talk to you about the ordering process, the price, and how I justify the price, because it's very expensive, but I have cancelled my gym membership, so that kind of offsets it. David is loving the Peg 37s. David, how long have you been running in them? I haven't done my updated review of the Peg 37s. I think I'm only at about 50 or 60 miles, and my full review after I've got used to them will probably come in another 40 miles, at around 100 miles on the shoe. Okay, Ryan is... Okay, Ryan Bradley. Everyone got a new channel. Ryan Bradley has a new channel. Go ahead and check it out. His first video is up. Okay, Gavin, you've ordered the Reebok and the Peg 37, and looking for a third option on the ASIC Nova Blast. I haven't run in any ASICs, as I said. Yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews on the Nova Blast, so they have to be pretty good if everyone's reviewing them. The Reeboks, for the price, yeah, spot on. Those are good shoes. Now, when you compare the Reeboks to the Peg 37s, you can really see the difference in the quality. So for me, running in the Pegasus 37s, it's like, I don't know, kind of like rolling in a Cadillac. It's nice, it kind of wraps around your shoe, it feels really good to run in, and the Reeboks, they're a little more, you know, they're really nice, and I will probably buy another pair, but they're just not as refined as the Nike Pegasus 37. All right, David has about 20 miles in his Pegasus 37. All right, so you've had a good chance to get used to them. You know what you're doing. Okay, I mentioned before, but Harmony and I, before coming on to this live stream, it was kind of a rush. We just knocked out a 20-minute yoga session. And yoga, how many of you have done yoga? If you haven't done yoga, I think you're in for a surprise, because it's always more difficult than you think, and you think it's going to be. But I was having a lot of trouble with my left hip, and so you do all these stretches and kind of movements, and the right leg's over the left, and then you repeat it on the other side, and the left leg's over the right, and I noticed a lot of tightness in my left kind of glute and hip area. So I guess that's something I have to work on, but you know, we do these things to identify the weaknesses, and then we can build on it from there. But also, you know how yoga always ends with, what is it called when you're lying down? Corpse pose? That's my favorite part of any yoga class. Now, I've probably done 5 yoga classes in my life, and I always like that relaxing time at the end when you're just in corpse pose or lying on your back. And I have fallen asleep a couple times in a yoga class, and Harmony was saying, you know, she had to remind me not to fall asleep because I had I had this live stream coming up. Okay, Ryan says the Adidas SL20s are amazing for track workouts. Highly recommend. Oh, good. Okay, so I don't know anything about the SL20s. Are they a racing shoe? It seems like if you're saying they're good for track workouts, then they're either a racing shoe or like what's the distance that they're made for? Is it like a miler? Is it made for the track? Does it have spikes? Or is it like a tempo race day 5K, 10K shoe? Now, saying that's a super light shoe, going back to the Pegasus, I think I said it in my Pegasus video, but all of my marathon PRs and my half marathon PR, well, I've only got one marathon PR, but I ran several fast marathons in that season that I PR'd. They were all run in the Peg 37s. So, you can run fast in them. Maybe I could have run a little faster if I had something like the Alpha Flies, but, back then I didn't, and the pegs were where it's at. So, yeah, the Pegasus, maybe they're a little heavy, but, it's all about the engine. When it really comes down to it, it's all about your fitness at the time. And the shoes do make a difference. I'm not downplaying that, because when I first ran in the Nike 4%, it made a huge difference. But let's work on our fitness, and we can build the engine, and that will give you the biggest gains. Okay, Brian's saying that he used a Reebok Float Ride Gen 1 for a long time. Yeah, when I posted my initial review of the Generation 2, the Float Ride Energy, a lot of people said they've had the Gen 1s and they like them. So I can only assume that Reebok has made some updates to that shoe, and I've really enjoyed running in it. Let's see, maybe I'm going to run in it tomorrow. No, it might be next week. I might do a test in one of my new shoes tomorrow, so stand by for that. If you want a sneak peek of what the shoe is, you can just look at my Strava, because the shoe will be listed on there, and you'll know what shoe I'm reviewing before I actually do it. Okay, so the SL20s, Adidas SL20s are a racing shoe you can use for tempo or long runs. So here's the thing. What kind of shoe is the Adidas SL20? Is it for long runs, like a 20-mile long run? Because for me, I find that if a shoe is good for track work, it's probably not good for a long run. Now, that's just because of the cushioning. And let's say I'm going out for 20 miles, it's going to be 2.5 to 3 hours of running. That kind of pounding, that really beats me up if I'm using a shoe that is meant for track work. So would you use it for a 5K, 10K race, or would you use it for a half marathon to marathon? I can always go back and look this up, but I'm just looking for your opinion. Okay, while we're waiting for Ryan's answer, I have already done an FTP test this morning on the Peloton, which is a functional threshold power test. And I did that. I finished my run and immediately came in and did the functional threshold power test, which probably wasn't the best idea to get the right numbers, because I was already tired from that interval run, and then another 7 miles on top of that. And then I came back in and did the functional threshold power test, but still knocked out another ride on the Peloton. And then I think I've got a hip hop ride scheduled at 1 o'clock, and that's a live one. So that's a lot of fun, because there will be, I don't know, in my ride this morning, there were 13,000 people. In this live one coming up this afternoon, okay, so 13,000 people had already done it, so I could look back on their results. I wasn't riding with 13,000 other people, but I found recently at least that the live classes have between 2,000 and 3,000 people, which is really good, because you get to compete with all these people as you're actually riding and as you're going through, and you're hitting these intervals and you're getting out of the saddle, and you can see your ranking climb, or if you decide to roll off the gas, you can see you fall back down through the ranks. So Peloton has really gamified the whole system, and it makes it a lot of fun. Okay, let's see, what is today? It's Saturday. did anyone go out for a long run this morning, or is your long run planned for tomorrow on Sunday? Sunday is typically long run day, especially if you work Monday through Friday. I think tomorrow will be my longest run of the week. As I said, I ran 12.7 this morning. So yeah, I probably won't go too much further than that, but 13 or 14 tomorrow I think will make my long run for the week. Now, as far as long runs, we're not racing, and I don't know when the next marathon I'm running is going to be. I suspect I'm probably not going to run another marathon until maybe Boston next April. And then, depending on how the whole coronavirus thing goes, it may be Boston, and then maybe I will go ahead and do the Marine Corps in 2021. But right now, I'm really not doing any long runs. I'm keeping it consistently at 70 miles a week, and my long run is usually 13 to 14 miles. Okay, so Ryan has run half marathons in the SL20, and he's a flat foot runner, and it works well for his style of running. It's a versatile shoe. Okay, nice. All right, well, that's good. That's what I'm all about. When I'm looking for a shoe, I'm looking for something a little versatile, because when you get into the specific shoes, they get expensive, right? They get really expensive when you're looking for something specific, even if it's just an 800-meter shoe, track shoes that are designed for the mile or the 5K, and then you get up to the marathon. Of course, we've got the Alpha Fly and all the carbon fiber shoes that are now out. These are super expensive, and they're meant for marathon racing. So I'm a big fan of versatility, something that I can use across the board for all my runs, from 5Ks or half marathons or marathons when I really have to pick up the pace. So Ryan's saying that the SL20, he wouldn't use it for a marathon, but it's a good alternative for under 120. Okay, so that's price. That's where it's at. A lot of it comes down to price. So yeah, that's a good price. Now going back to the Pegasus, I think the Pegasus, for the price, David, you might have to remind me how much the Pegasus were. I think they're also $120, but excellent value for a shoe. The Reeboks were a lot less than that. They might have been $90. So yeah, when we're getting under $100, it's pretty good if you can find a shoe that's versatile and resilient and can pick up the pace when you need it on those track workouts. Okay, 10 to 13 miles this afternoon. Okay, David's running 10 to 13 miles this afternoon. Okay, so David and everyone else watching this. So David just said that he's planning to run 10 to 13 miles this afternoon. How do you decide what you're going to do? Now, obviously from the statement, 10 to 13 miles, 10 will be the minimum, but do you decide before you're going for your run to run 13? Or do you base it on how you're feeling and then just tack on a couple miles at the end? So for me, when I like to go out, I like to have my run in mind, and I've got, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 different routes around my house, all different mileage that I can just pick depending on the mileage that I'm going out for. And I've also got like little offshoots that I can add a mile here or 2 miles there. But for the most part, I make up my mind before the run what I'm going to do, and then I go out and do it. Okay, thanks, David. $120 for the pegs. Yeah, fantastic price. Oh, Gavin, the pegs. Okay, so Gavin, in the UK, are the Peg 37s released yet, or are they on pre-release? Have they just been advertised? Because I know, let's see, it's June 13th. I know they weren't coming out until June. So how long have the pegs been out in the UK? And £105, brilliant. Mark did 12 miles in the hills. Mark is another local runner. He lives up in Tampa, so about, 50 miles north of me. And it was steamy this morning. 86% humidity, and when I did my run, it was about 78 degrees. So Mark, good on you, with mile 7 under. Mark, you're making me feel bad. You really dropped the hammer this morning. Now, was that mile 7 or 7 under 6? Was that 1 mile under a 6-minute pace? Or did you run 7 miles? I'm actually going to grab my phone, open up Strava, and just take a look at you, Mark. Excuse me for this dead time. Oh, and Gavin, you got the Reeboks for £52. So good. What a good price. Okay. Mark, I am looking you up right now, buddy. Oh, solid run, solid run. Okay, so yeah. On Strava, Mark ran 11.5 miles at an average pace of 7:15, which is it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So that feeds into Alex's question. Do I prefer easy runs or my speed workouts? Well, preference is easy runs. And, you know, that's because easy runs are the base of my training, and without any races on the schedule, I definitely prefer going out and just churning out those miles, because I enjoy running for running. And when my heart rate's low and I can just think about running without, too high an effort, that's what I really enjoy. And I generally will not do speed work until I have to. So yeah, speed work has its place, but I generally am not going to do a structured speed session unless I have a race planned, and then I will strategically build that in as I get closer to race day, because I've been injured a lot, and I find that if I run too fast too often, I start getting little aches and pains in my hips, and I find that if I run easy, it's more enjoyable. You know, when your heart rate's lower, it's a lot more enjoyable, right? And and I can avoid injury by running slower. So yeah, if I could never do another race, I probably wouldn't run fast. I would just run easy. But there's something to be said for speed work. Gets you fit super quick. And if you want to race and you want to be successful at racing, you really got no business ignoring speed work. So yeah. Okay, and David says, right now it's all based on how I feel. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was getting at. David put it a little more succinctly, is that training is based on feeling rather than structure now, because we don't have races. Now, tons of people, I'm seeing a lot more of my UK runners doing time trials than I am from stateside runners, but maybe as races get pushed back further and further, maybe more people are going to start doing time trials to test themselves. But yeah, I like going out and doing, just keeping it easy, And this morning I did do an interval workout, and I had my headphones on and I was listening to one of the Peloton coaches talk, and I really had a good time. Didn't get down to Mark's pace for these intervals, but they were guiding us through it, and they were telling us to get to a 5 or 6, maybe to the 7 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. So if 1 is me sitting here talking to you, like no exertion whatsoever, 10 being at the end of a 5K, you're about to die. So I was doing intervals at about 5, 6, or 7, and I looked at my watch a few times, and I was down in the mid-6s maybe. Let me just look at these comments. Mark is doing the Florida Coast to Coast 400K challenge. Okay, and I'm doing something similar. And oh yeah, Mark did 1 mile under 6. Ooh, 1 mile under 6. It is so steamy here that it's hard for me to think about doing 1 mile under 6 and then doing a couple more miles after that. It would be, maybe I could go out and knock out 1 mile, but wouldn't be pleasant. I wouldn't be feeling good about it. So yeah, Mark, I am doing, what am I doing? It's the Florida Virtual 1000K Challenge, I think. So the idea is that you run from the northeast corner of Florida all the way down to Key West, and they give you something crazy like 5 months to do it in, and it works out to about 4 miles a day. And I think the last time I checked, I was in seventh place overall. I think I have the fastest time overall so far as pace goes, but it's looking at the leaderboard of this challenge, the 1000K challenge. it looks like a lot of people are logging walks because they have, you know, they're so far ahead of me. They could be walking all day long and they're just logging this time, churning it out to get from Jacksonville down to Key West. And some of their paces are 17, 18 minutes a mile, which is totally good, but that's a walking pace for me. Okay, Mark, your watch screwed up. That is the absolute worst. When you get to the end of a workout and your watch screws up. Okay, David would like to try getting a few PRs this summer. So probably start speed work towards the end of July. Running with Mark, joining in all the way from Finland. What's up, Mark? Okay, so just back to this. David wants to get a couple of PRs this summer. Now, are we talking PRs just for you or Strava crowns on the segments? That's what I think will be my goal for the summer. I think I'll try and bag a couple of segments in my area, especially some segments that I have lost over the years with people going and just beating me. Strava also has that. What's the new feature that Strava just came out with? I know I've been testing it for a while. The local legends. That's what I'm talking about. The local legends. So it's the local legends thing on Strava is like it's a participation trophy for all of us on Strava. So we all have the chance to get a crown, and all you have to do is run the segment the most times in a 90-day window, and you become a local legend. You get the crown next to your name. It's all pretty good. It's fun. It's another thanks David. Yeah, the local legend. It's all the gamification of fitness, which it's a good thing, right? It gets more people in. It gets me more excited to do these runs when I have something to shoot for, rather than just churning out my daily miles. And I do realize that I just contradicted myself because I've already told you in this live stream that I like nothing more than just churning out my daily mileage. But saying that, I do like a little competition, especially with myself. Okay, Mark's joined us. Guys, if you don't know Mark, he is also a running YouTuber, Running with Mark. When we're done here, go ahead and click on his name and subscribe to his channel. He puts out a lot of great content all the time. Mark, if you are still here, did you run today? I didn't even check on Strava. You didn't pop up. I know that you're one of my favorites, so you pop up to the top of the list when you run, but I didn't see it yet. And if you didn't run, do you plan on running today? Okay, what else do I have? So, this Peloton, let me just go back to the Peloton, because in my life, this is kind of like it's taken over everything. And there are so many workouts that I want to do that it's kind of taken over YouTube. So yeah, I got a lot of video ideas. Got a lot of videos like kind of partially in the can that I've started filming, and I just need to sit down and actually do. But like after this live stream, I plan to sit down and do some video stuff like some B-roll for the shoe reviews. I've got another product that I just got that I'll probably put out next week. But I'm falling back because I just want to get on the bike and ride. And I do have another scheduled ride at 1 o'clock. So that's going to put a crimp in my video editing, because that'll be half an hour. Then I'm so soaked. I have never sweat so much as working out in my house. Even though the fans are going and the air condition is like cranked down to 70 degrees. It's like, it's Arctic, but I'm still sweating. I mean, I've got to be losing pounds of sweat. And that's a good idea for a video. I'm still going to do my running video at some point. I've been talking about it for months. I'm still going to do a running video where I weigh myself before my run and then after my run, just to see how much weight I actually lose through sweat. Okay, Mark has never heard of Local Legends. He's just looking it up now. Mark, Local Legends, it may not be available in Finland yet. I know it's only available in a handful of states. Florida is one of them. And I don't even know what the other states are, but you can look it up. And then I think sometime later in June, they're going to be rolling it out to a lot of other countries. And then later than that, they're going to roll it out to the rest of the states. So I'm sorry if you're viewing, you're watching this and I'm talking about Local Legends. I know that DC Rainmaker just did a video talking about Local Legends, so you might want to go and check out his video on Local Legends just to give you the rundown. And I know that he does mention the states and the countries where Local Legends is available right now. I was going to do a video on Local Legends, but DC Rainmaker and a couple other people, you know, they did it better than I could do it, so I figured, what the heck. Local Legends is just, if it's in your area, you run the route the most times, you become a local legend. It's pretty key. Okay, Mark says, yeah, today's a rest day, a little bit of cycling, walking, and watching, yeah, the MVM live stream. Here you are. I'm glad that I was on your schedule for today, Mark. Thanks for making it. And I did think of you when I was scheduling this one. Edmund's here all the way from Canada. Nicely done, 40 minutes at an easy pace. All right, it's my kind of run. I did schedule this live stream at this time in the day. It's 11:30 in the morning here in Florida. And let's see, what is that? 7:30 in the evening in Finland, I think. And I did schedule it to get more Brits and Europeans to join us, because the last time I did it, it was a bit late. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon or 3:30 in the afternoon. But then I got some of the Aussie viewers and the Kiwis to come on because they were just waking up. So I'm going to have to maybe do one later in the day and one earlier in the day every week, so I can, you know, get everyone involved. Okay. Okay, Ashley's asking, what tutorial? What tutorial did I say? Was it the Peloton tutorial, Ashley? I'll get something out. Just waiting for Ashley to respond. This live stream. Okay, so the difference between a live stream and my other videos is that I don't worry about finding what I want to say, because I can just sit here in silence for a minute and then I'll start talking again. And when I put it all into DaVinci Resolve, my editing software, I can just chop, 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 chop. And it's all very easy to just bring everything together. Now, a lot of people don't like doing these jump cuts. I know if you watch Mark's channel, Running with Mark, he will just do an ongoing kind of monologue, speaking as he's running. And it's, you know, I give him props. Give him props for that, because I do jump cuts, you know, every single time. Whenever there is a gap, I tend to say a lot, or I tend to say so when I'm introducing a new thing. I will cut out loads of those. So if you've noticed that I say or so when I'm starting a sentence, just know that I have already cut out about 90% of those. Okay, okay, Ryan is going out. Oh, the tutorial on how to kidnap kids. Okay, you're right. Actually, I will get that filmed as soon as possible, maybe with some examples. Okay, so maybe I'll bring you along on that adventure. Okay, Ryan is heading out for his run. Move those feet and get outside. Oh, okay, that's the best motivation there is. All right, cheers, Ryan. Go enjoy your run, mate, and we'll see you next time. Mark wants to know, is this print behind me a stock photo, or is it me in my former glory? Okay, so I think I mentioned it in the last live stream or one of my videos I was talking about. This is actually a gift. So it's actually from Nathan Benderson Park, and that is a local park where we have a lot of international rowing. And this was actually a gift from some friends. I think when we redid our house, they gave us this. We did a big remodel. They gave us this to like a gift, like a house renovation gift. So it's actually from, I don't even know if it's a local artist, but it's from Nathan Benderson Park, and it's a big rowing facility. So they gave us that, and I thought the colors kind of matched, and I needed something behind me because, you know, the gray wall behind me just isn't very compelling. But here's my plans. Here's my plans for the future. My son-in-law, Ryan, he is going to be making me something. He is an illustrator, and he has some mad skills. Okay, I will link to his website in the comments when we're done, just so you can go and check out some of his work. I'll also link to his Instagram because he posts a lot of stuff on there. I'm going to have him make me something, and then I will put his link. And you know what? Everyone asks me about this photo behind me, and I want to have a story behind it other than, oh, someone gave me a gift and I hung it up on the wall. So Ryan's going to make me something specific, running related, We actually texted about it this morning, something with be kind, be happy, run well, YouTube, my little Running Man logo that I've had for a couple years. So stay tuned. You will not be asking me about this rowing picture much longer because I'm going to be hanging it somewhere else in the house, and I likely won't be setting up my camera right in front of me with it behind me. So we'll have something a little more specific to running. Oh, and of course, if you want to order something from Ryan, that would be great. Just tell him that Matt sent you. And, you know, maybe he'll give you a family discount. I haven't spoken to Ryan about this, but Ryan, if you are watching right now, I don't know if you are, but if you're watching right now, raise your prices 20% because then you can give a 20% discount and call it the Matt Bertrand channel discount. Okay, I don't know what Banter is talking about. But I don't have a basement, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, David is out of here. He's going out to the family. I think he said he's going to the zoo. Be careful. I hear that coronavirus is on the uptick again. So yeah, be careful. David, I will see you around. I know we're interacting all the time on here, on Strava, so it was good. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just looking at this list. I've got a list of video ideas and I thought I'd run over some stuff with you. So, Harmony and I were talking. We were talking about video ideas for this channel because there's been a little stagnated growth and I'm wondering what it is that would not drive traffic because I want to give the people what they want, but I'm thinking more, maybe tutorials is it's too wide, right? But I'm thinking something that conveys information rather than what I've been doing recently, which is a lot more vlog style videos. So, you know, let me know what you think. Harmony came up with some good ideas. She wants me to do a running fashion show. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. I know we've only got 10 people watching at this exact moment, but yeah, a running fashion show. And you all know what I run in. It's usually a pair of short shorts and no shirt if it's in the morning, and then I'll put on a long sleeve white sun shirt in the afternoon with a flat hat. But I do have other running outfits that I wear throughout the year. So she wanted me to put something together where, you know, walking down the runway and changing clothes. Maybe one of those Street Fighter things that, has everyone been seeing those on Instagram lately? Where, I don't know, there's like runners and all kinds of athletes and they're just changing outfits, but they're doing the Street Fighter choose your character thing. So they'll be going like this and they're wearing a black t-shirt and then it will switch and they'll be wearing a blue t-shirt. So maybe I'll incorporate something like that in that video. All right, Banter. Oh, nice. Okay, well, Mark, that is pretty good. Any video is good, except for the ones you don't make, and that's pretty key. That's good advice. Excuse me for this. Let me just do one more thing on here. How many of you, okay, how many running YouTubers do we have watching right now? It might just be Mark. It might just be Mark, but, okay, so I guess I'm talking to Mark and any other running YouTubers. Have you thought about doing a live stream and have you looked into it? Because it took me a couple times to really get on board with OBS. And I know Mark had already asked me about OBS. Have you looked into it as far as connecting your camera, the camera that you have, which is the same as me, the Canon M50? Have you seen about connecting it to your computer? Let's see. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to give away. My video ideas because if I talk about them now, I won't feel like making them. That's kind of a key. If I've already given you the information, then I won't want to make a video about it later. And that's why I didn't show you the running shoes. The running shoes that I have, again, right down here. That's why I didn't show you. So. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over any of my list, but I think with only 10 people watching, I think this is probably time to end it. We've had a good half an hour chat. Guys, if this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. My videos are a little smoother than these live streams, especially with no one commenting. But subscribe to that, like this video, and follow me on Instagram, because follow me on Instagram, and if you're subscribed on here, you'll be part of the community section, and that is where I will make announcements for the upcoming live streams. So with that said, you guys be kind, be happy, run well, and I will see you next time.